Hey, what's going on, everybody? I wanted to walk through this feature that I discovered within ATAS X. I'm sure that um, it exists in the current ATAS platform and also other order flow platforms. I'm sure it's a thing, but I thought it was really cool, and it kind of helps you really dissect and understand like why certain things happen. And so I was kind of looking at all these imbalance levels that I have here on my 1 minute chart. And so you can I have it set up where the purple are basically the bearish imbalance, and the bright white is, or white here is, or no, not, I have green is the bullish imbalance, and then the bright whites and grays are going to be your absorption. And so, you have the imbalance level, and then usually there you want to look for price to confirm if you can go short. You can kind of see here that that tended to work out. That candle had the imbalance, it broke. You could have gotten anywhere here and kind of wrote it down. And it tried to retest that level and broke down again, and also had another one broke down some more, and then started hitting some absorption and kind of coming back up. And so, that's a nice little indicator to kind of trade with, and just it's good to kind of keep that in mind. And then the way that I have my chart set up is, you can zoom in to kind of see the delta, right, for the footprint. And so you can kind of see where this imbalance happened. And I'll just zoom in a bit more. There's probably an easier way to zoom, but I haven't quite figured it out yet. So I zoom this a bit more so you can kind of see, like, at that imbalance level, there was a lot of, selling pressure, right? Like a lot of the sellers won big bearish delta there, which coincided with the imbalance. And so, that's kind of what it is. Um, but there's also in the footprint settings, so the visual settings is for the candle, but in the footprint settings, you have the option to add an additional footprint. And so you can customize it with different content. And so you'll see it kind of adds it there. You can look at if you want trades, if you want just the volume, um, time, things like that. You can also look at how you want it to display. So if I pick delta, that it's basically duplicating what I already have there. If you just want the volume, proportions, um, you can also just look at the number of trades, which could be interesting, right? Based on delta volume and how many trades it took to get there. Time proportion, I think, is more for the TPO stuff, which I don't really use. Your bid and ask proportions, also look at your bid and ask. So here it's all being displayed as the delta profile, but then you could also do like the full row, which is interesting. And so this is just the volume, and then you can kind of see the colors for the bid colors and the ask colors there kind of match. You can also do I think we could do it by, if you could do it by the heat map as well. Yeah, so you can do heat map by volume, so that's pretty cool. And then you kind of pick the heat map that you want. This is kind of interesting for me because you can kind of see like the bright orange is where a lot of the volume was traded in that candle. And then you can compare that to the delta and kind of gives you a good sense there. So I thought that was pretty cool. You can do it by trades and also by delta, which I haven't. Oh, that's interesting. So this I haven't played with, but this is kind of cool. I think you have the bid and the ask, and then I think it would be good to just have this, like the bid and the ask profile. And so when I look at this, sorry, my voice. So when I'm looking at this, maybe I'll make this green just so it kind of matches. But when I look at this imbalance that happened, so you can kind of see here. So you can kind of see here, right? We have a lot of selling delta, and then on the bid and the ask side, like there's just overwhelmingly more orders executed, just more orders on this side compared to this side. There's just a big gap, and so that's where that imbalance comes from. And so you can kind of see that there. And I think there was another one that we saw somewhere else here. Maybe it was this one. Um, but it's just kind of a cool little feature there, just to kind of so you can dissect a bit more of what's happening, I guess, in the order book more visually. Um, so it's kind of cool. You can kind of see like, yeah, there's that pocket. There's more orders on this side versus that, which caused the imbalance. And then price did what it did. So I just thought that was pretty cool. Kind of, I think this is the 1 minute chart, so this may not be as useful on the 1 minute chart, but I can see it being useful like on an hourly or something like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. I'll be playing with this. I think one limitation that I've seen is that scaling doesn't for the charts doesn't really work that well when you have both of them here. Like I'm double clicking all this, and so that's not really working as expected. And but when I go back to just one footprint, everything seems to work fine. So just back to my normal setup. So things seem to work fine there. So that's one limitation. I'll make sure to report that to the ATAS team. But yeah, I just wanted to share that you have that ability to have two footprint types within the candle. You can kind of zoom in, and if you want delta and then the full profile or volume and all that, you definitely have that ability. So I'm just, again, I'm learning as I go, but I thought that's just really cool. And you can kind of see, why certain levels appear like they do with that imbalance. And yeah, it just seems like a cool feature to kind of x-ray into things. And yeah, it may be more useful on higher time frames, but it's definitely there to kind of check out. So yeah, that's all I got. Just wanted to share. Hopefully that is helpful, and good luck and don't get caught. Thank you.